at the screen is a schema of our questionnaires. So we have a questionnaire record, which can be in a questionnaire folder, and the questionnaire record consists of questions, and these questions can be structured in question groups. So this is what you would see if you would look into the database. There are, of course, much more fields on those entities, but this is more or less the entities that we work with. And this is one of the options which you can actually set on the questionnaire, which is called answer storage records. There is another storage for answers, which is called JSON. And you can see now on the screen that with the JSON storage, the answered questionnaires do not produce any question or question group records at all. So these two entities will be empty if you set up answer storage JSON. And the JSON format, also existing even before this release, looks something like this. So actually inside the questionnaire, there is a field that will contain the JSON, which contains all the answers from the questionnaire and from the questions in there. So if we had a JSON format before, why did we introduce a new one? The current JSON format, the old one, was very good at reducing synchronization times. This worked well, and if you haven't been using this option before, it's highly recommended that you do it, especially if you experience that the synchronization times are long. But the current JSON format had a lot of potential for more efficiency and more flexibility. So how is the new JSON format different? First of all, it follows JSON schema, so it will be much easier to work with other tools that can process JSON data. It's flexible and adjustable, and you will see in a demo like how you can choose which attributes are saved with the JSON format. And of course, this all means that it's more effective in terms of storage. So if you want to see how you can start using this, I will show you a little demo video. So what you see on the screen is actually a wizard, which starts when you want to create a new questionnaire. And here you see it has a new look, and you see the new settings, or the settings, versioning, dependency, and answer storage. So the main ones which are responsible for inefficient storing of questionnaires. And you see these little icons that indicate that they are not recommended settings. And with one button, you can set them to the recommended one. So turn on versioning, template dependency, and new JSON. And if you click on that button, you can see that you can further change those values if you wish to do it, even though, as you see, some of the warnings say that some of these settings will be deprecated later on. So when we create a new questionnaire, you can also set the answer storage and the dependency level. So dependency level, you can set within the questionnaire like this. So it can be images, full and none. And the storage of records can be chosen here as well from the questionnaire. And if you select JSON new, you can enable compression, which is good, but also the new JSON configuration editor. So on the left, you can see some settings for the JSON file. And on the right, you can see a preview of the JSON object, or basically the JSON data that will be stored with the questionnaire. So on the left, you can start configuring how your JSON looks like, depending on if you want to store more information within your JSON file, maybe because you want to do some reporting later on, or if you really want to minimize it to only store the absolutely necessary values. And with just one click, you can really optimize the JSON to be the smallest one possible. If you don't want that and you want to enable more fields because of, as I said, for example, reporting, you can do that on question group, and questionnaire levels. So you can see that value and score on the question are always on, but then you can choose from other settings. And if I select answer on, you can see on the right side that this value has been added into the JSON format. And the similar thing applies, of course, to the question group fields and the questionnaire fields. So basically, all that will be serialized when the questionnaire is completed. So I hope you like the new JSON format because it provides flexibility and more efficiency. But maybe you have a question that you already have been using questionnaires storing data with records. Maybe you were using with the old or current JSON format. So if you start using the new JSON format, you will have 3 different versions of questionnaires stored in your system. So what do you do about that? Good news, we will be introducing the conversion tool later on, which will allow you to actually move all your old questionnaires to this new format as well.